Is it a shtickle crooked? It's the wrong way? Alright, good Chodesh. Today is Daf Tzadik. Due to Rosh Chodesh, we started 15 minutes late, so the shir is only going to be 30 minutes today. Be'ezer Hashem, we'll get through the Daf. That minyan over there is, how many? There's like 10 guys from our minyan at Chassidim?
We should open our own minyan for Shachris.
I think so too. Eventually, when we get our own building. We're at the second minyan, the 8 o'clock, we also have like 10 guys. Alright, we could open 2 minyanim. Fine. Says the Mishnah, Kol midosh b'migdash hayu nigdashos. So we touched upon the sugya, we had it the other day. All the midos referring to the kelim. All the kelim in the Beis HaMikdash were nigdashos, they had the overbrim. Chutz mishal kohen gadol shahaya got shalatoicha. Besides the Chavite Kohen Gadol, it's interesting, Lashon, when inside, meaning it was flat. It was machok, it was flat to the top. They didn't press it down, it didn't have any heap. Thank you, any heap. Overbrim would be for liquid, heap would be for the salad.
So there are 2 different kelim?
So we're going to see, what is Kol Midoy Sheba Mikdash? All the kelim in the Beis HaMikdash had a heap. Now the Gemara is going to discuss what it means all the kelim, because we said according to Rameir it was only one kli that was heaped, and according to Chacham certainly there was only one kli at all. There's only one kli for Yavish. So what does it mean all the kelim? Okay, the Gemara is going to discuss that.
I'm not sure that he's right. You're saying that the heaped is sort of like a chumrah and the level is for people who are not looking for a chumrah. The issue was whether...
No, I didn't say chumrah, I said chumrah.
No, you said it was people in the south.
The what?
People in the south.
In the south. I remember the last time you told me?
Yeah. The issue here is whether the cave is Mekadesh, the thing which is above the level of the outside of the cave.
The issue, the question is how big this kli was. If
if
it was
something's above the level of the outside of the cave, that
yeah, so we're gonna see the discussion in the Gemara. But if the midos of the kelim, the Beis HaMikdash, had a heap, that means they were slightly smaller because they included the heap. Okay, so yeah, we'll see exactly how that works. Rebbe Akiva Omer, midas halach beirutzeim kodesh. Now, when it comes to liquid, the overbrim is kodesh. This is the Tanakava that says the overbrim is kodesh. Umidas hayavesh beirutzeim choil. Yet when it comes to salads, the heap is not kodesh. The Gemara is going to explain. Rebbe Akiva Omer midas halach kodesh lefichach beirutzeim kodesh. So Rebbe Akiva says the same thing basically, that the liquid becomes kodesh. Therefore, the kli is kodesh. Therefore, the overbrim is kodesh. Midas hayavish choil lefichach beirutzeim choil. So he's mechulik on the reason. What is the reason why, when it comes to salads, it's choil? Because the kli is not kodesh. We will see in the Gemara more. Rabbi Yosi Omer loy mishum ze elo shalach nekar v'hayavish ener nekar. Rabbi Yosi comes along and says, like we had this aside many times. When it comes to liquid, when you pour something into a cup, so the bottom is going to come up, and it's going to be the overbrim. What's the overbrim? When you pour something in the cup, what stays on the top? You pour it in, it falls to the bottom, it goes downwards, and it pushes the liquid upwards. So the liquid was already in the cup, and it was kadosh, and that became the overbrim. But when you have salads, you put flour on top. The flour was always on top, it was never inside the kli. So Mamela, that's the difference, says Rabbi Yosi, between salads and liquids. Says the Gemara Mani, I Rebbe Meir Chad Godesh Haba. Remember in the Mishnah, Rebbe Meir says there's 3 kelim. There's 2 Yisarins and 1 Chatzi Yisarin. In the 2 Yisarins, one of them was a heap kli and one of them was a non-heap. It looked like this. They basically contain the same amount of solids. Just one you had a heap in order to get to there, and one was flush. But they contained, it was the same isarim. Okay, so in the kli that was heaped, which is this one, how many kalim did Rameir have? One. One kli that you have to heap. The other one you don't have to heap. So how does it fit into the words of the Mishnah? Kol midos. All the kalim of the Beis Hamikdash that were heaped. There's only one kli in the Beis Hamikdash that you had to heap, called an isarim. That's it. There's no other kli. So what does kol midos mean? Now, Rabbanon, according to Rabbanon, this kli doesn't even exist. This little guy. There was only one kli, according to Rabbanon, called an isarin. There weren't two kalim called isarin, only one. So certainly the words kol midos doesn't fit in. Amar Rav Chizda, lo'elam Rav Meir. It goes according to Rav Meir that he says sometimes you heap it and sometimes you don't. Umay kol midos, it's not referring to the word midos doesn't mean like we understand it to mean the kalim. What does it mean? Kol mididos. It means all the measurements. So in other words, you're right. I only have one kli. In the Beis Hamikdash, there's one measuring cup called an isaron. There's actually two according to Rameir, but this one measuring cup that you had to heap it, you did all the measurements with it. So kol medidus means when I measured this carbon, it was heaped, and when I measured that carbon, it was heaped. All the different types of carbonis, they were heaped. It's talking about the measurements. It's not talking about the cups.
So certain things that was heaped and certain things weren't.
Yeah, like we learned. Only Chaviti Kohen Gadol was different than everything else. Everything else was heaped. Chaviti Kohen Gadol was flush. We're going to see that again. Says the Gemara, Midoy Salach Be'erzem Kodesh. There's a three-way machlokes in the Mishnah. What's the machlokes exactly? Tanakam is Sovar, Midas Halach. Again, what does Midas mean over here? The Kli. The Kli of liquid. Nimshecha. Nimshecha. What does Nimshecha mean? There was Shemen HaMishcha that created a Kedusha to the Kli. How do you make a Kli in the Beis HaMikdash Kadosh, where that Kli gives Kedusha to everything else that goes into it? By anointing it with oil. Mishcha. So there's a machlokes here, a very fundamental machlokes. What happened at the time when they were nimshach? At a certain point, there's no more oil that was nimshach. It was just using that Kli in the Beis HaMikdash created Kedusha. But that Kedusha that it created was similar to the original Kedusha when they did Meshicha. But what is that? What did they anoint? What part of the Kli? So Tanakama holds Nimshecha bein mibefnim bein mibachutz. So very interesting. He holds like this. They put oil even on the outside. Certainly they put it in the inside for a klilach. Now you see this red thing over here. I colored it red.
There it is, and both.
What?
Both. They were nimshach.
Yeah. When they opened up the Beis Hamikdash the first day,
Yeah.
they took this kli, this styrofoam cup, and they took the special oil, and they went like this, and they went like this.
The Lashon of Ben is they did either.
Both. No, both. Bain is both. Now, what's the difference? What? This is Shemen HaMishcha. That had a special kedusha. Everything became close to that. The kohanim got Shemen HaMishcha. Everything in order to go. Fine. Now, what's very interesting is that if that's the machlokes here. If they oiled the outside of the kli, that means this red part also became oiled. If they didn't oil the outside of the kli, then this red part did not become kadosh. What's the difference? Because when you have a heap, what's holding the heap? The Gemara understands that what's holding the heap is the red part. It's the brim of the kli. No, okay. What?
When it says b'mi b'chutz, it's not talking about the outside, it's talking about the rim. That's what Rashi says. Rashi says yes. The Lashon of b'mi b'chutz is talking about the rim, not the outside.
The rim as well.
The rim, I thought it means all, including the rim. Rashi says including the rim, no?
They meant to say is
Makes a difference.
Fine. Either, whatever,
Makes a difference.
at this point, either this was Kaddish or not Kaddish. And this is what's holding up the overbrim or the heap. So Memela, if this was Kaddish, so then the heap becomes Kaddish as well. If not, not. So that's the machlokes. Tanakama says, Nimshecha bein mibifnim bein mibachutz, midas yavish nimshecha mibifnim v'li nimshecha b'chutz. However, there's a difference that the solids the salads did not become nimshach mibachutz, and therefore the heap is not kodesh. Rabbi Kiva Sovar midas halach nimshacha bei mibifnim bei mibachutz. Yes, when it comes to the kli that measures liquids, it had the brim was also kodesh. Midas yavesh lo nimshacha kol ikar. However, the Isara in kli had no anointment at all. So if it had no anointment at all, as Rashi, so how did it become Kaddish? So when you put something into it, how did it become Kaddish? There's no anointment. Says Rashi, with the guy's mouth. By him saying that I want it to be Kaddish. But when he's saying, that's the point. What he wants, what does he want to be Kaddish? Only what's in the Kli. He doesn't want the heap to become Kaddish. He has no interest in it. So Mamela, that is the difference. He says he's making Kaddish.
Every time. Not all.
Could he also say for the outside it should be Kodesh?
The heap? You're talking about the heap? He could, but that's not what he's saying. He typically doesn't say that. It doesn't mean that. Rabbi Yossi holds even the liquid kli didn't have, the brim wasn't nimshach, so there's no kedusha. So then why does it become kaddish? And that's the svara that you all liked in the Mishnah, that he says, from within inside the kli, the liquid rises up and goes above. So in other words, it was kaddish once upon a time, and then when you poured in more, it pushed up to down, the liquid that was on the bottom gets pushed up to the top. Basically, all liquids are attached. They're all part of the kli at one point, and therefore they have gedusha, even the overbrim. But salads, the stuff that's on top of the kli, never saw the inside of the kli, and memela it's not kaddish. As the Gemara, v'chinekar mayhavi gavra l'maydet tzarich k'machav, and really this kasha is on everybody. The kasha is, at the end of the day, it has to do with what the kavana of the person donating the flour is, or the oil, and he has no intent of giving more than necessary. He wants to give an isarin and not more. Why are you taking an isarin and a half from him, or whatever the overheap is? Omer Abdimi bar Sisna mishmei derav. Abdimi said the name of bar Sisna. Zoysim meres. How many times does it say bar Sisna in Shas? Rabbi Isai nu. What? No, twice. You don't remember Gitin Samach Beis. Okay. Zoysim meres kli shores mikajim shaloi midas.
You have to say why it's a shitasa. You have something to say.
Actually, I think over there also it says Zoysim meres. But okay, but something else. Zoysim meres kli shores mikajim shaloi midas. At the end of the day, you see from here that kli shores has the power to give kedusha even if he doesn't want it. No, you need the intent of the person. It can't be mekadesh over. People are going to see this. What are you going to do? You have a heap. Let's say this heap is worth $1. So you go, you take the heap and you sell it somewhere. So somebody doesn't realize that it doesn't have kedusha. He's going to think you're allowed to take something that's kadosh and sell it. Says the Gemara, if that's the case, if I'm worried about other people, what they see and what they'll think. Now, and we don't have this chash by liquids, only by salads. Moisav Rabbi Zera sidr salechem v'sabazichim lachar Shabbos. Very interesting. We know the lechem aponim is kadosh. You put it in the shulchan, on the shulchan from Shabbos, and it goes all the way to Shabbos, to the following Shabbos. The following Shabbos, you get to eat the bread. What happens? He missed the boat. They missed Shabbos. They didn't have bread. They couldn't come up with bread for whatever reason. They came up with the bread on Sunday. Now, what we have to understand this sugya is that we said a few times that lechem aponim doesn't have lina, but that's only within the week. There is lina by bread. If you go over the allotted time of lechem aponim, which is 7 days, you go into the 8th day, there is lina. So what happens? I put the bread on the shulchan on Sunday. I cannot eat the bezichim. I can't be makriv the bezichim on Shabbos like I'm supposed to. Why? Because it's mechusar zman. Bezichim eat 7 solid days from Shabbos to Shabbos, and now I missed it. I only have 6 days. So what do? I'm in a big tzara over here. I can't eat the bread. I can't put the bezichim on the mizbeach. What do? Now the other option is let it go for another week. Let it go all the way to the following Shabbos. So I have 13 days total. But that might be a problem of lina, because now it's more than 7 days.
There was a time that there wasn't lechem on the shulchan.
No, I'm saying in a case that he missed Shabbos.
On Shabbos they ate
Yeah.
lechem.
Yeah. A guy, they ran out of flour. There's no flour. Or the kohen was a Russia. Any case you want, they did a lechem on Shabbos. What?
There was one family who baked together.
Okay. They got it, they had the flu and finished. End of story. So what do you do? Ketzad Yaseh. What do you do that there shouldn't be a problem of lina? Yanichenu l'Shabbos haba. Let it stay there until the following Shabbos. Says the Gemara, Shafidu al shulchan yom rabim ein bekach klum. So if you just read the simple words, it means, oh, there's nothing. But it's deeper than that. It's not that there's no lina. The Gemara says very good. The Gemara says that when does the clock start ticking by lechem upon him? On Shabbos. So the 6 days prior to Shabbos, from Sunday all the way to Shabbos, don't count for lina, because the clock didn't start ticking until the following Shabbos. Then you have a Shabbos, and then you start counting 7 days, and memela everything is good. Don't be makdir the bezichin until the following Shabbos.
On a normal week,
Yeah,
when did they make the Zichin? At the end of the week or the beginning of the week?
on Shabbos.
When they put it on the first?
No,
When they took it off?
when they took it off. When they took it off, that allows you to eat the bread.
But that case,
Then you makdir the mezichim, you eat the bread, you exchange the bread for the new bread. Now, yeah, on Shabbos. It has to be on Shabbos. Shabbos is what starts it. Sunday is no good. Now the Gemara just asked the question. Wait a minute. So what you did here, there's a gzeira here. People are going to think that you did something no good, that there's no problem with the lina. The bread was here extra 6 days, and you're not concerned, b'chlal. Says the Gemara, Pnima chutz karamis. You're asking me a question from something that happens inside a private place called the Heichal, where nobody goes, only a couple kohanim that are responsible for the bread, to something that everybody sees. We're now worried there's no gzeira when people don't see it, because the people dealing with it, they know what's going on. They know the problem, and they know the solution to the problem, and they're never going to say, oh, I'm allowed to have lina. But outside, people might say that since you sold off the overbrim, you're using the overbrim at home, so I'm allowed to take Gedusha and bring it home, let's say. People will have mistakes because everybody sees it. Pnim lav kuli alma yadi chutz kuli alma yadi. Says the Gemara at Nan Osam. Moisa nesachim leketz mizbeach. When the mizbeach is idle, what we do is we take korbanos that we don't have to bring on, so that the mizbeach shouldn't be idle. We come up with other monies and whatever, and we bring more korbanos. Where do we get it from? So it says in the Brisa, it says in the Mishnah, Moisar nisachim leketz mizbeach. Leftover nisachim. What does it mean, leftover nisachim? It can mean one or two things. Machlokes. Mayin moisar nisachim, either what we just discussed, the overbrim that you're not using anyways. All the overbrims and the heaps, all that you sell off, and you buy with that money, you buy oilos, so that the mizbeach is never idle. There's always something. Taisa just points out, and he talks about it on Peches. He says that we're talking about das bezdin masna aleim. You have to come on the bezdin, otherwise you have a little bit of a problem because the overheat might be part of the mincha. How you buying oil? Fine. So there's some sort of das bezdin. What does it mean, moisar nesachim? Where do I get this extra nesachim? Says Rebbe, no, it's a different halacha. Nothing to do with the heap. It works like this. Beis Hamikdash goes to the dealer, says, we want to buy flour. Here's money, they give him money. What happened was, his luck, the price of the flour went from four slime per sella to 3 slime per sella. So now, we always say in any situation, whether the price goes up or down, the Beis Hamikdash always wins. House wins. Why? Because midoraisa, money buys. If I give somebody money, it becomes mine. Rabbanon came along and they said, no, you have to do Mashiach. Why? So somebody shouldn't say Nisrifu Chitecha Ba'aliyah. Gzeira. But Beis Hamikdash is going to go with the Derais in this case. They're going to say, wait a minute, we paid you at 4. So provide us 4 soim for every seller that we gave you. If it was in the market right now, you'd only provide 3? Too bad.
What happens if it goes the other way around?
Now, what happens then you turn the page for that. Says the Gemara on Daf Tzadik Omid Beis, Misholish v'amdu ma'arba. Beis Hamikdash was asking him to pay the lower price. We will only get 3 sof for seller. All of a sudden, the price of flour went down, and you could get 4 sof for seller. Beis Hamikdash wins again. Because hey, wait a minute, we're no different than everybody else. Everybody else that gives money, you say it doesn't work the money. They have to do a full Mashiach. We're also going to have to do a full Mashiach now. But what do you do with that extra saw?
What do you mean a full Mashiach? When you buy something, you take it away.
Yeah, but you didn't. It was in between. Beis Hamikdash went to the dealer on Sunday, said, here's $1,000, we want flour for the next month. We're going to come pick it up tomorrow. All of a sudden the market opens up, they see on the sticker, it says, flour just went down. Boom, what do? We gave him the money, but we didn't take the flour. So it depends if it goes up or down. If Beis Hamikdash gains...
Purchase. The minute you give the money, you've made the purchase.
No, midrabanan, it's the minute you pull it.
Now what are we talking about?
Now with metaltalin. Right?
But the mission just said that the house always...
Now it's really... Right, the house always wins. If you want him, if Mashiach makes sense for Beis Hamikdash, then they bought it with Mashiach. If money makes sense for Beis Hamikdash, then they bought it with money. Whatever is better for them. Now the question is, what do they do with that extra profit of flour? Because they only paid for 3, and they got 4 instead of 3. They got 25% more flour. What are they going to do with it? They only need 3. So that, says Rabbi Yochanan, is for the Ketz HaMizbeach. That you sell off and you buy animals with it. Oilos for the Mizbeach. Says the Gemara.
It makes a lot more sense because the overbrim
Yeah.
is minimal.
Yeah, but there's a lot of overbrims times a million.
Never.
I got it.
It won't add up to.
I got it. I hear. Shiyad Hekdesh Halel Yoina. Because Hekdesh always wins. Now the Gemara just says, Tani Gavaseder Rabbi Chia Bar Yosef, Tani Gavaseder Rabbi Yochanan, Tani Gavaseder Rabbi Chia Bar Yosef. It says Mefurish, Beirutze Midos, all the heap and the overbrim, Halal Mahayo Isim. What do you do with all the extras? If you could provide another carbon with a mincha, do it. And if it went overnight, it's no good. But if it didn't go overnight, because there was no other carbon there, and it didn't go overnight, you buy a carbon with it and you put it on the mizbeach. That's exactly like Rabbi Chia Bar Yosef. Now we have another brayz that says exactly Rabbi Yochanan. Tana kevasei de Rabbi Yochanan. Oh, v'kaidze mahu oilos habasar l'shem v'oiros lekoyanim. What do you do with the oila? Like you do with every oila. I would have a havamin over here that this is different than a regular oila because it's all for the mizbeach, nothing to do with humans. It's just to get the mizbeach rolling. It shouldn't be idle. So maybe the koyanim should have no profit from it. Kamash malon, that's like a regular oila. The kohen gets the hide. The case that we had before, Masabik Ma'arba, Misholish Vamdu Ma'arba, Misabik Ma'arba. Shiad Hegdesh Al Yoino, V'zeu Sheshaninu, Moisen Nesachim, the case of Mizbeach. It says Mefurish in the Braisa. This is what Moisen Nesachim is, just exactly like Rabbi Yochanan said, the extra flour is sold off and you buy a carbon. Says the Mishnah. Kol Korbanos HaTzibur V'Ayochet Nesachim. Every carbon that comes to the Mizbeach, whether it's communal or individual, you bring nesachim, meaning flour, oil, and wine. Chutz, min ha-bechor, v'ha-meiser, v'ha-pesach, v'ha-chatas v'asham. The Gemara is going to tell us exactly how we learn this. Elo shechatos shel mitzoyer v'ha-shamoy turim nesachim. There is an exception to the rule of a chatos, that there's a chatas mitzoyer, like we had yesterday, that the asham and the asham need nesachim. Toner Rabbanan. Now, today we are going to learn 6 limudim from this one pasuk, and tomorrow only 20 from the same pasuk. It's the pasuk continues. This is only part of the pasuk. This is the pasuk. Oh, sorry. Anyways, Vasisem Isha Lashem Oila. Vasisem Isha Lashem means everything that you bring to Hashem. This is the pasuk regarding the Nesachim. So everything Vasisem Isha Lashem, everything means Nesachim. So then why does the pasuk say Oila? The Oila comes to say not a mincha. In other words, if a person brings only a mincha without anything else, it's just an adava, it doesn't require nisachim. I don't bring flour to flour. Now, tomorrow we're going to see every oy has a drasha. But today we have oy means even a taida, zevach means even shlamim, not just an oila. Lefala neder or nedava, oy ben nedava, it has to be something that comes beneder, that a person decided on his own to bring it, and not a bachar that was born, and you're forced to bring a bachar, and meiser and other things. Oy b'moyadechem, that on Yantif, you also have to bring, if you bring, when you go to the Beis Hamikdash, you have to bring 3 korbanos, oy lasriya, shlamim, chagiga, so that also requires nesachim. That's today's daf. Let's see it inside. Says the Gemara, Tanah Rabbanan Vasisim Yishal Hashem, Yochol, a person brings a mincha by itself. As a nedava, maybe he should be required. He thought he's going to get away with a $1 thing of flour. Maybe he has to bring a $100 bottle of wine with it. No, Tamad Loimar oila, only an oila. Okay, but it says oila, mefurish, shlamim, minayin. How do I know that shlamim is also included? You have to bring the sachim. Tamad Loimar zevach, anything that you bring as a carbon. Toida minayin. How do I know another carbon called the toida? Tamad Loimar oy zevach, from the first oy in yellow. It comes to include a toida. Maybe like the Mishnah says that a bechor ma'aser pesach v'chadas v'asham do not get nesachim. Tamaloymar lefali neder oy benedava ba beneder benedava tonesachim. It has to come beneder. Sheina ba beneder benedava in tonesachim. Anything that doesn't come, you're forced to bring it. Ma'aser, you're forced to bring. Pesach, you have no choice. Chatos, you have to bring. You didn't have very, you have to bring it. It's not. What? No, and the Chazim Mitzayir in Chanami is different. You do bring Nisachim. Oh, why? Okay, we'll see. Zog the Gemara.
So those don't get or do get?
What?
Those do get Nisachim or don't get?
Don't get
Why
Nisachim.
did they marbe?
I thought I would be Marba, Kamash Malon, this pasuk than not.
Where do you see the pasuk Nisachim?
The whole pasuk is talking about Nisachim. This is I don't have it here. It's talking about Nisachim. Believe me. Before and after. And in the middle.
It says that it's talking about Nisachim.
The whole thing is Nisachim. Mashma loitzi yiseilu, oitzi is choyves habois machmas haregel beregel, umay niu, oilois ria v'shalmi chagiga, maybe something that you have to bring when you go see HaKadosh Baruch Hu on Yantiv. You have to bring a ria and chagiga and a simcha. Talmud loimar,
Do get or don't get?
that over there I would think that you don't get, you don't have to do, oy b'mayadechem, you have to bring. You have to do nisachim for them. Kol haba b'mayadechem, ta'u nisachim. Everything's in the Gemara. Mashma lahavi yiseilu. So, okay, so you're telling me that it comes to include oilas ria. Avi siri chatos, hoilu bayim chayva beregel. Maybe something such as the chatos, you also have to bring nisachim, because they also come on Yantiv. Maybe oy b'mayadechem comes to include the chatos that comes on Yantiv, the siri chatos. Talmud loymar v'chisase ben bakar. That's a different pasuk. I didn't have time to print it out, but trust me, it's there. It's in pasuk ches in that parsha. V'chisase ben bakar b'klal hoya. Look, it says at the end of the pasuk. This whole thing says, all the way at the end, it says Mina bakar, minat soim. So it already says bakar. So why doesn't pasuk ches say again the word bakar? La'akishela of ma ben bakar miyuchod ba beneder benedava afkol ba beneder unedava. So and this sir chatos doesn't come beneder benedava. You're forced to bring it. Therefore, it does not have nesachim. Last is reich nechoich l'Hashem min bakar minat soim. The end of this pasuk. What do I do with this? Oila means any type of oila, even a bird. It has to be livestock. And we're going to see tomorrow, this almost contradicts Rabbi Yoshia and Rabbi Yonasan. Their shittas are almost reversed, but they're not reversed. Rabbi Yonasan oimer enu tzarach. Harei oimer zevach v'oiv en zevach. It says zevach, and a bird is not included in a zevach. So then what does he do with the words menabokim netzayin? He learns it out from zevach. The second pasuk in Sefer Vayikra says, Adam ki yakir mikem korban l'Hashem menababeim menabokim menatzayin. Maybe a person that says, he has to bring them all. So what does he learn with these last words? That he has the choice of bringing whatever he wants. He's not forced to bring everything. Maybe. Okay, we'll stop right here. Agun Chodesh, tomorrow, same time, same place, 7:30 till 8 o'clock, and we'll see what will be masking.